Hello, beautiful beings of light, you courageous and wonderful humans. Thank you for being on the earth with me at this time amidst all this chaos. I need your light and love and all that wonderful support that you are putting out as you take your steps each day into your lives. I today want to visit a little bit about living with intention. And intention really means that every day you get up with an idea in your mind about what it is you would like to create for the day, for the life, your life, or for your family, how you want to participate actively in the world in that particular day. Every single human here has I'll say a mission, a goal, a project, a reason for being. The reason does not have to be big. Not everybody is Gandhi or Mozart, but we all have goodness and kindness and joy and uh, prosperity within us, and several things that we can access in order to bring all of our attributes and potentials out. And so if we start the day in gratitude for being here, and if you have an overall sense, and I think most people do, if you became an accountant, it's because there was something within you that wanted to bring that out, wanted to express it. The other possibility is that you got cajoled or forced into doing something you don't want to do, in which case I would invite you to, if you're not happy, to, in order to become conscious of it, begin asking yourself, what would you really like to do? A job that you may be ill-suited for doesn't necessarily have to be wrong. It's just that it may be time for you to move on. And so maybe your intention is for you to have a job that allows a better expression of your skills and talents and passions. You know, if you have a passion for flower arranging, then arrange flowers. If you like gardening, if you like painting, if you like sailing, make a career or habit of it and enjoy, find enjoyment in those ways. So living with intention means that you are actively pursuing whatever it is that is within you that wants to express itself. And I will go back to time and time again that you are a divinely orchestrated human. You are here because the Creator, Father, Mother, God, universe, however you would like to call it, wherever you are from, the indigenous people may call it great-grandfather. And for others it's Yahweh or Mohammed. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's that there is an expression that is within you that wants to come out, that is because you are a part of something much bigger. You are a part of this great world and this universe. And so it may be time for you to begin allowing that expression to come forth and play freely in a world of possibilities. So in order to unleash your full potential, you need to allow it to present itself to you. And if you've been in a situation in which you've been suppressing your joy, then that's the first clue that you have. What is it that brings you the most joy? You can win over sorrow, unhappiness, regret, um, fear. There is nothing that you cannot overcome by, we have a little, just think of it as the universe giving me a little background music for a change. My roommate left her phone here, I guess, went for a walk. And you can trust what is in you, whatever it is that wants to express itself, you can trust that. Begin allowing it. Okay, there we go. That was enough of the music. You can allow it to come forth. You can allow yourself a little bit of time each day to explore that and express it. And that is really the freedom that you seek. It will lead you to the freedom that you seek. No one knows you better than you. Oh, no one knows you better than you. I thought I had stopped recording. Okay, it's just amazing what a little disruption will do, right? No one knows you better than you. You know yourself better than anyone. No family member, no individual can know you better than you. Know your mind and your heart. We can do a lot of guessing, which is not something that I like to do, so I don't. If I have a question of you, I will ask it and help you to explore deeper if need be to get to the heart or root of something. So trusting your inner guidance system, which is your joy, your happiness, your heart, and your passion will surface. In order to do that, sometimes we have to detach from the outer world. And that is really an important thing for a person to do. You do not have to listen to the news if it weighs you down. Do not listen to the news if it causes you grief or anger or frustration. In becoming a conscious, intentional human being, it is important, really imperative, that you ask yourself why you're doing things that you're doing. And if you're not feeling good, then why? Why? That's the biggest question you can ask yourself. Why would you allow things that are causing you grief? Is it an old pattern that you've established? Is it conditioning from within your own family, friends, work environment? Maybe you've been stifled for a variety of reasons because of criticism or judgments have been passed upon you, whatever it is. Another person's opinion is just that. It's their opinion. And if you are in a job in which you're constantly being criticized, then without just quitting the job, it's obvious to me, it should be to you, because it doesn't matter what I think, it's somewhat obvious that you're in the wrong job. There's something that's got your name on it somewhere out there. And so the allowing of that comes from finding a quiet place, being calm, breathing. Grounding yourself means sometimes taking your shoes off and running in the dirt, or running through the grass. Centering and balancing allows you your inner guidance system, which everyone has, to give you some clues and to provide that to you. It's a whole lot better for you to have another job waiting for you when you let go of that job or whatever it is you're letting go of. It doesn't have to just be a job. That was an example. And once again, no one knows you better than you or what will suit you the best. It may seem unconventional. Who knew that I would be doing a YouTube channel about such things at this point in my life. I'm logical, linear, rational thinker who allows that inner flow of energy that is my inner compass to suggest things to me, and because I get to choose, then it's up to me to either go with it or, move on to something, request something else. So anyhow, but detaching from the outer world can be really important. Detaching from the news, walking away from just getting out in nature a bit. Do you like the ocean? Do you like the desert? Do you like the mountains? Do you like the woods and the serenity? I come from an area with old growth forests and ferns and lichens and lots of really, really beautiful foliage. And so walking on the island bluffs, coming out of the forests and seeing the water and all of the activities on the water is very soothing and calming for me. Takes me away from the chaos of my day-to-day life and into a world of receptivity. So once I've stopped the thought processes, which are sometimes someone else's thoughts coming into my head, but you have to stop it in order to allow your own thinking to come to the surface. And it's important to ask, whose thoughts are those? Is that really what you think or believe? Stepping into your own beliefs means stepping out of something else quite often. So the other thing is then surrendering to whatever that inner compass guidance is telling you. If it is suggesting, I remember my son making a phone call to me one time after we'd had a conversation a few weeks earlier about what the next step for him and the work that might be waiting for him if he put his intention and focus on allowing his inner guidance to suggest something. And when he called me about 10 days later, he was so excited, and that excitement was palpable. And he said, "You're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you," but he said, I had this thought and to become a doctor. I think I've probably shared this story with you. And he said, I've never had a medical thought in my head. His intention had always been to complete his business degrees and go into certain things. So that was a big surprise for him. He needed science credits in order for that to happen, but I can tell you from start to finish, over a 5-year period, what should have taken 6.5, 7 years, he completed not only becoming a specific doctor, but adding other credentials. I mean, he was just gangbusters. And when I said, aren't you going to become overstressed about this? And he said, well, what am I going to do in my middle 30s? Sell coffee at Starbucks. And that's not a criticism against Starbucks. It was him telling me he had no intention of taking his focus off. Intention, there's that word again. Intention of taking his focus away from what he was excited about doing. And I can tell you today, he has a successful practice, and it's thriving. So the universe and God, or whatever you want to call it, that I keep saying, of the unseen, whatever you cannot see is out there, and it's got your back, but you have to allow it. So have an intention today, tomorrow, the next day, and every day of your life to live with intention, to create a world in which everyone is thriving, in which you can trust your neighbors, in which you can love to your heart's content. Open up that heart. So many of us had it blocked off because of hurts and injustices and betrayals, and there's a huge variety of things that we can talk about, which I just barely touched on in the last video regarding forgiveness, or one of the last videos. But open up that heart and ask for the love that a love that surpasses all your understanding, that just takes you over the moon and back, something that you want to give it your all, and allow it to be, whether it's your job, your a lover, a children, something you volunteer to do, whether it's devoting time and energy into garden or tending a bonsai tree or painting, sculpting, whatever it is. Do it with passion and intention. And have an intention. If you don't have what you want, have an intention to really define and discover for yourself what it might be. Make a list of traits that you want to express. You want to grow in skill in some endeavor. You would like to express your humanity in more ways. You would like to be kind and more generous and loving. You would like to have unlimited resources and financial freedom. And so think about how a life that you could live of peace and joy and trust and truth and harmony, or any compassion, any one or a variety of traits, by incorporating that as an intentional being, you are bringing that into the world. And collectively, there's a bunch of people who have an intention to be at peace, to not have war anymore, to be loving, kind, and compassionate, to whatever that looks like to you, whether it's walking side by side with someone who has a handicap, and they don't necessarily want your help, but the company along a little stretch of the journey, and just sharing thoughts and feelings, and how's your life, how's your family, how are your kids, with a sincere intention to know the answer to those questions, is really, really a profoundly wonderful thing to do. So, are you living with intention? Is the question for today. And start yourself a list of what is my intention for my life, for this day, for this moment, and allow it to evolve and to grow and to shift as you surrender and give up certain things that are no longer serving you. So surrender to me means that it doesn't mean that you are giving up anything. It means that you're, when I say giving up, it doesn't mean you're giving in completely. What you're doing is giving up stress and struggle, strife. You're surrendering to something bigger, better. You may not know what it is, but you can trust it. And within that trust comes hope and the intention to believe in that something bigger and better is coming to you through you giving up what no longer serves a useful purpose for you. So, thank you for joining me today. Live your life with intention, and I intend to see you here next time. So give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate any comments, questions, things that you want clarity, a little more clarity on. Everything is welcome. Be kind, but I'll take all constructive criticism and in gratitude for your presence here and for sharing this earth walk with me. I thank you. See you next time.